What is up, everybody? It's your boy Robbie J Fox, and we're back with another video. And this is, I'd say this is day 13 of Horror Manga Month. Now, this one, I have a good one for you guys. So we all love a good ghost story. There are a lot of people who have a fascination with finding the unexplainable or the undead. Even among horror games that are ghost driven like Phasmophobia or Devour are some of the most popular subgenres. I would even go as far as to say that some of y'all love ghosts way too much. I have seen some weird fantasies on the internet. Now, in a couple of videos, I have talked about yanderes and how they are portrayed in mangas and animes. To this day, I still think that Saki Miru is the best yandere in manga history, but again, that's just out of all of the mangas that I have read so far. Sorry, Yuno, you have been dethroned. However, in today's manga, once again, yandere seems to be the main theme of this manga. Except this time, I will admit that despite how much I love Saki as a character, the overall manga is not touching this manga I'm talking about today. And the manga for today is damn near a absolute masterpiece. There are some issues, but you really won't be able to care about the minor stuff when you get to reading it. The name of this manga is, I'm not saying all that. My English is already pretty bad, and that is my main language. Imagine me trying to speak Japanese, and no, sir. But the English translation is August 9th, I will be eaten by you. The storyline is pretty decent. It follows a young teen who's being stalked by different girls around him. However, his stalkers aren't normal girls. They're all urban legends, monsters, and ghosts disguised as beautiful women. These monsters, however, are all in love with him, but their love is not for the romantic kind that you would normally expect. Their love is more along the lines of an obsession with him, to the point that the end goal of being with him means eating him piece by piece. His main stalker only has one wish, not only to be with him, but to protect him from those who wish to harm him. However, she isn't protecting him from just a handful of monsters, but 100 monsters that are all out to get him. Now, he has to survive while trying to figure out why he has so many stalkers and what their connection is to him. So, I need to say this now. Out of all the mangas I've read so far, and out of all the videos that I've made on these mangas, this one is untouched in terms of art style. Holy crap, the art style is incredible. This art style is a perfect mixture between the beautiful and the grotesque. In one panel, you'll see the over-exaggerations of emotions of a woman in love, and in the next panel is her transforming into this hideous, grotesque monster. It is absolutely insane. The manga doesn't get lazy with its characters either. The art of the women in their human forms is insanely beautiful drawn. At least in the human form, you can tell which person is which by their distinctive features and their style. The monsters are also really insane, as however the fight scenes are a bit difficult to understand what's going on, because the art does get a little clustered. The horror in this manga is also pretty well done, as anytime you see a beautiful woman or a character you may start to like, you have to remember there is a very high chance he is a psycho killer bitch. The manga does have some intense themes as well, so fair warning, there is hints of sexual assault, as the women quite literally want to eat him in more than one sense of the word. The violence is also pretty intense, as there are people who die by the handfuls. There's a lot of deaths in this manga, so just be warned. There's also a few characters that have like a self-delete, so trigger warnings for anyone who's out there that's sensitive to that. You can also see the main character's psyche start to break down, since every person he wants to trust has a high potential to take advantage of him and do unspeakable things. There is the fact that the ones he does love are constantly fighting for their lives to protect him. The guilt slowly starts to eat away at him, which adds more to the element of horror and impacts the suspense even greater. In terms of horror, I think this captures it pretty well. However, there are some issues that we do need to talk about. The story itself is pretty niche and cliche. And I hate to say this about a manga that I love so much, but it's man, it's cliche. There's literally a anime slash manga called 100 Girlfriends That Love Me, or something to that extent. That is this manga. That is literally this manga, except the girlfriends are all ghost yanderes. That's all it is. It is literally the same thing. I guess the only other difference is that he doesn't really love them, but actually has a great fear of them, or at least of most of them. The other issue is that this story is also badly paced. I can promise you half of the time you will be confused as to what's going on or what just happened, because it's later explained in further chapters, which gets really frustrating. Even in the beginning, you'll come across certain details that it feels like there's plot holes that's not being explained, and it does get explained later on, but just the pacing is just really, really terrible. Then there's the main character. Now, this could be a personal pet peeve of mine, but seeing this kid cry and whine when the situation starts getting out of hand, it was understandable, okay? I do understand. It was cool in the first 15 chapters. But after a while, it's like, dude, grow a backbone and call Ghostbusters or an Exorcist, because it got played out too much too fast. Like, not once did this guy actually step in to help fight or to even protect himself. He didn't even try to run away, which was another thing that was kind of annoying. It was pretty bad. Now, this manga is also still ongoing, so the chapters are being updated as time goes on. However, I do recommend investing in this manga. I personally have to rate this manga a 8 out of 10, and yes, I do have some bias to the art, the horror, and the characters. The reason why I can't rather give it a full 10 is because the story is pretty cliche and there's some bad pacing that ruins it. The main character being a bit of a wimp is not really that big of a deal to me. I just personally hate it, so I don't want to take a point away from that. But the pacing throws the story off, and it kind of ruins some of the tension. So that I had to take a point off. Take a point off for that. And then obviously the cliche-ness is just I'm kind of tired of the romantic. I have a bunch of women chasing me harem. I'm kind of done with that. So I did have to take a point away from that as well. But I do, once again, recommend it for Horror Month. I definitely think you should give this a good read. It is 100% worth it. So without further ado, my name is Robert J. Fox. This is another video for day 13. And you already know what it is. Please hit that like, comment, and subscribe button. And until the next video, with love, fuck off.
I got 69 bitches that don't do 69. I got 3 or 4 prospects who want to be mine. I got 9 baby mamas who claim that baby is mine. What do they all have in common? They all tell lies. It's all action, all passion, all work but no yap. And the look in her eyes, you know she not acting. Turn the light off and watch me shine. I am absolute cinema, absolute cinema.